Hi students, this is Raja. In this video I will go over the Excel Chapter 2 concept. Now this assignment or hands-on assignment that I'm going to demonstrate in this video, it's same as the training, the simulation training that you completed. However, I'll go over it just to make sure to address some of the highlight, and also I'm going to record another video for the the other cumulative assignment for chapter 2, and this also help you kind of review for the upcoming exam. Okay, so I'll go ahead and download the materials, work on the assignment, and again walk you through the submission, and at the same time kind of show you how you can again check your work and look at the submission report, and you can redo the work if you want to kind of improve the score. So let's do that. So I click on download materials, and you can see that you need always download these two. So it's I already downloaded the instructions, and I'm just gonna open the Excel sheet to start working on the assignment. Okay, so before we start, we look at the Excel sheet or the data that we have a mortgage company, and trying to analyze this worksheet. And you can see that we have two worksheets in this workbook, the details and the payment information. So probably going to be switching back and forth. I'm going to start on entering a formula in cells. We're going to work on in the first worksheet, the details, and complete the amount financed here by entering a custom formula. So the custom formula, the difference between the custom formula and a built-in formula. So this is a custom formula that you customize to the worksheet. So there's a cost and a down payment. So it's going to be just subtracting the down payment from the cost to calculate the amount financed, so for this this loan. And using the autofill, you probably learned that in chapter 1. Again, to copy the formula. So I didn't get to use any $ to lock any reference. So just left it as a relative reference, meaning that these the cell here, okay, as I use in my formula, B8 minus C8 relates to the row number. So when I copy it, it's going to increment by 1. So if I click on this one, it's B9 minus C9, and this one it's B10 minus, so it's actually incrementing by 1. This is called the relative reference. Sometimes we need to use an absolute by adding the $. If we lock in a value, we will do this in the next step. In the next step, you enter a formula and have to calculate the monthly interest rate for the first loan. So you've a value that there's a mortgage rate and the rate per period, okay, and the payments per year I already have here. It's a 12 months, okay, so it's going to be in a year 12 payments. So the rate per period is going to be the mortgage rate, that's a relative, divided by the payments per period, which is it's 12. So this one now it's E8 divided by its hit enter is going to show me calculate the value for this loan. Now before I copy it, I need to do one thing, locking this. This is meaning that's fixing this value. So when I copy the formula, this is not changing, by adding the $. Before the column or the row. Actually, even if we lock the row, it should be fine, but it doesn't hurt if you use the $ before locking the column and the row. What mean locking mean adding the $ before. So that means it won't change. So if I copy the formula now, that the value in B5 is going to be always 12 fixed. Why? Because it's locked. As you can see, it's E9 divided by B5, etc. Okay? That's I saw just kind of walk you through steps 2 and 3, and the following. Again, we will enter another custom formula in H8 to calculate the total numbers of payment. Okay, since it's 25 years and each year it's going to be 12 payments, so it will be the G8 multiplied by the B5 again, and the B5 again will be locked. So before I copy, to calculate number of payment periods. Okay, so the number of years times how many payments per year. Okay. I guess 3-4 steps of reusing the built-in formulas. So built-in formula. So if you click on the formula tab, you can see all these different type of the auto sum type. These are statistic, financial, logical, text, lookup. So we will be exploring some of these formulas in this particular step. You want to kind of calculate the total values of the houses being financed. So that means using the built-in sum of which range the house cost. Again, that's what we mean. So it's the range, so sum of this range, and hit enter. So this is giving it the same. We do the following. It's the average value of the house being purchased, which is total. It's the total divided by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but I will use the built-in average function of the same range, and the median, just sort and find the middle of the same range. Okay. Also, to complete this summary statistics table, we use the next minimum and maximum and number of. It's pretty typical we use these type of functions when we create a statistical summary statistic, the sum, total, and average, just to give us more of a summarized values for the data that we're analyzing. So the minimum, use a function minimum of lowest, so it's a minimum of this range, and the highest, the maximum of this range. It's just gonna maximum of again the max of this the same range, and number of mortgages. So we count in B2 to count the total numbers of houses being financed. So how many houses, and it will be we will be using the count to count number of cells. Especially for counting numbers, we use the count, not the count A, and that means there are five houses being financed. So we use a powerful fill handle to autofill these down payment and because they're next to each other, so the house cost and the down payment and the amount. So I can use the autofill to copy the formulas, and just a very powerful using our way to automate. Okay, so I'm not copying, I'm using autofill to copy the formula and not the value. Okay. So step 12, it's more about editing a value to test the functions that we just entered. So we're going to calculate or change or edit the value in cell B9. Just going to select one of these houses and change the value from 350,000 to 425. Of course, that's going to affect all the functions or the formulas that use this particular cell. Okay. Here we would like to display today's date in the following, and we use again built-in formula, which is today. Return the current date formatted as date. Okay, if I type it this way, it will display that automatically. So tomorrow, if I open the Excel sheet, it's going to show tomorrow's date. So it's give you the current date. Okay, now step 14. Okay, so we completed this worksheet here, and we calculated and switch back on the payment information to complete. Okay, in the following step, in a practice using a lookup function, and under the lookup functions, there are a range of different functions that we use. Okay, VLOOKUP. In this chapter, you explore the VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and the each lookup. They're all kind of pretty much, they have the same features, which is you're trying to look for information. So in this case, if I want to display the APR, and my source of information is this table. So for the 25 years, what is the APR? Obviously, it's showing as a 3.625%. For 30 years, it's that. For 25 years is this. So it's for, so I'm trying to kind of retrieve the data from this table, but not use that manually. We're going to use an XLOOKUP. So it's gonna show you how to. I posted the link on just to show you and read more about the XLOOKUP in addition to the information and the on the MyLab IT learning materials. So I'm gonna click on this. This is my lookup value. This is the value I'm gonna compare. Use that as an input. So take this value F9 and search in here and find the rate and return. So the lookup array, so where are we looking? We're going to look for this year in this range, right? So find the range, find the year in this range, okay, and return the rate from this range, okay. In the XLOOKUP, you can, there's some, like if not found, display these, the between these brackets, as you can see, these all optional arguments. So I'm not gonna, in this case, I will just use the default or the required argument, which is lookup value, the lookup range, and the return result range. So if I hit enter here, again for the 25 years, showing as the 3.65. Before I copy this, I'm gonna also lock these two ranges because I want them always to be the same. So I'll go ahead and add the $sign. I'm pressing F4 for auto. So if I press F4 on a PC, it's automatically change or switch them, so you can see the type of reference, okay. But you can always type it if you can type it, or you can, oops, did I, sorry. So I need to change all